Well, hello, my lovelies. It's Murky Meg here. Sunday, the 21st of September, and warning, Sussex PR dump incoming. Now, as we are all aware, because he's talked about it so publicly, Prince Harry is very keen on reconciliating with his father/family. He's made it very public, he's spoken about it multiple times to the media that he so hates, that he would like nothing more than to be able to reconcile with his family and to bring his children back to the homeland that he so loves. We all know that this is a complete 180 of what he said previously when he left, because he said he hated England, that he got palpitations and panic attacks when he flew over London. He's been extremely vocal of his hatred towards the British media, describing the environment that they were in as toxic and a source of control and fear. And while on Oprah Winfrey, he said that the British tabloids media is bigoted. It's no secret that Harry absolutely despises the British media. Just look at how many times he's tried to sue them. We also have to take a look at the times that Harry and Meghan have attacked Harry's family. Claims of racism, and then Harry backtracked and said, no, we didn't claim anybody was racist. It was actually the British media that put a spin on that. Well, we can go over that however many times you really feel like it, Harry, but you did, and it was out there for all to see. There were claims of mental health neglect from Meghan, from the royal family or from the firm, basically saying that it was a trapping environment, total silence, total neglect. Let's not forget the hideous way that Omid Scooby dropped the fact that he got the information from Harry and Meghan, and he named the two royals that were so-called racist. That was a massive global scandal. Harry has also claimed that his father has totally financially cut him off, and that his and Meghan's and their family's security has been removed. Harry has claimed that both his brother Prince William and his father King Charles are both trapped within the institution like Harry was, but of course Harry was so brave and he left. Obviously that's sarcasm. Harry has also accused the institution of trading negative stories about one family member to protect another, and of engaging in a dirty game with the tabloid media. What, like you're doing right now, sunshine, because I firmly believe that this headline that is all over the media today is from your camp and your camp alone. Top headline this morning that I woke up to was that smiling Harry and Meghan made a surprise joint appearance as it emerges that he will meet his father Charles regularly, and aides plan first public appearance together in 6 years. The article states that high-level talks are underway to gradually bring King Charles and Prince Harry together in a public show of unity for the first time in at least 6 years. It states that courtiers in both households, and I laughed out loud when I read that. Households. Okay, you can call the firm a household, but you can't call Harry and Meghan's pseudo-royal household a household, because it just simply is just them. They don't... Oh, it really winds me up the wrong way when they call what they do a household. Anyway, apparently courtiers in both households are tentatively discussing how to get father and son together more frequently over the next year, with a view to them finally appearing jointly at a public event. And here's my opinions on it. Now, if King Charles and Harry want to meet in private, knock yourself out. Don't want to hear about it, to be honest, because you can never believe what comes out of the Sussex camp PR-wise, because there's always that spin on it. We know that over the last 5 to 6 years, there's been so much put out there that you just can't trust them as far as you could throw them. If they want to meet privately and rebuild their relationship, fine. Absolutely fine. I don't like it. I think Harry should be kept far away from any royal family member because, like I said, just can't be trusted. The fact that only a few weeks ago he was in Ukraine and said, my conscience is clear, I've done nothing wrong, it was my truth, and therefore I don't feel guilty about it, basically. And then thinks, oh, well, I'm just going to brush all that aside, put it under the carpet, and then hey ho, everything's going to be rosy and light, and I'm going to get in again with my father. I think that it's a very dangerous game to play. What worries me the most is the word public event. And I'm going to play devil's advocate because I know in my heart of hearts that this is squarely out of the Sussex camp. Nobody from the firm will be discussing this to the media, full stop. They will remain tight-lipped. How do I suspect this? Because of public opinion. If King Charles and Harry were to step out together at a public event, I truly believe that the respect that some of the British people have towards the monarchy will be lost entirely. Harry and Meghan were told in 2000, in January 2000, when the Sandringham Summit happened, there is no half in, half out. Now granted, that was when the late Queen Elizabeth II was alive, and she drew the line. You're either in or you're out. There's no half and half. And we are under a new monarch. We are under King Charles, and things might slightly be different. However, public opinion, British public opinion of Harry and Meghan is the pits. They are the lowest of the low. And much has been discussed in the media with regards to popularity polls, and it's no surprise really that Catherine, the Princess of Wales, is up there at the top, as well as William, the Prince of Wales, and then Princess Anne is third, Sophie, the Countess of Wessex, and King Charles is actually fifth in the popularity of all adults. And this, if this is actually on the cards, I don't believe it is, to be perfectly honest, but I'm playing along just for shits and giggles. But King Charles's popularity will plummet even more because it shows that he is weak. Now, that's my opinion. Maybe you think, actually, father and son should reconcile. It's between them. If they work it out, yeah, fine, do that. But don't do it in public. If Harry was invited to attend a public event with his father, it would be, in my opinion, disastrous for the monarchy. Not just for the monarchy, but I believe it would deeply hurt Prince William and Princess Catherine as well. I firmly believe that the majority of the British public, I can't speak for everybody because some people like Harry and Meghan. I don't know why, but some people do. It would be disastrous. Nobody wants him back. And a lot of people are saying, well, why now? Why all of a sudden this turnaround? You know, apparently he was so happy in California and living his best life. Why all of a sudden does he want to step back into public life in the UK next to his father? Well, my only conclusion is money and popularity, and because he doesn't feel guilty what he's done. He says his conscience is clear. He's got no remorse about the things that he's done, the things that he said. He said publicly that he wants an apology from his family, which is never going to happen. We know Netflix, or the Netflix deal, is on very shaky ground. But Harry and Meghan have put their grievances out there on full display, I might add. But if this happens, it is an actual betrayal to not just the British people, but to Prince William and Princess Catherine. Complete betrayal. Now, I'm not saying, like I've said numerous times in this video, that they shouldn't reconciliate privately. That's entirely up to them if they want to do that, but not in public. This is slightly a controversial opinion, but I believe that the monarchy itself survives because of the goodwill of the people. And if the goodwill of the people isn't there, then what happens to the monarchy? And many people will not have Harry represent this country at all. I, for one, will never, ever forget that while they were sitting on Oprah, or with Oprah, telling their truth, his grandfather, Prince Philip, was dying. He went to his grave believing that Harry and Meghan think the royal family are racist. He also did very similar things with the late Queen. And do you know what? The British people are very hard to forgive. And I do not believe that anybody will forget Harry and Meghan's behaviour towards his grandparents, who were very, very adored, not just in this country, but worldwide. I believe that this has come directly from the Sussex camp. I don't believe that anybody within the firm has prepped the media of any kind of reconciliation in a public event. I firmly believe this has come from Camp Sussex to try and butter up. They've done this so many times, release something to see how it drops, how it flies. Well, it ain't gonna fly with me, sunshine. What's happening is that Harry is failing at his bid to get his security back in the courts, failing absolutely dismally. I don't think it will ever win. And I think this is probably his way of going, oh, that's how I could get my security back. Yeah, I'll just get back in with my father and everything will be absolutely fine. And I truly believe that he thinks that this era of a new monarchy under his father, King Charles, that he is trying to get that deal of half in, half out again. He's already been told no, but he's thinking, oh, well, maybe, just maybe, I can have my cake and eat it. Let's not forget what Harry said about his father's wife, Queen Camilla, in his Spare biography. He described her ambition as dangerous. He says, because of her drive to be Queen Consort, and alleged that she used her connections with the press to achieve her goal. In his view, there was going to be people or bodies left in the streets because of that. He also claimed that Camilla sacrificed him on a personal PR altar as part of her efforts to rehabilitate her image in the public eye. He recalled fearing Camilla would be a wicked stepmother and that he and William had begged their father not to marry her, while he later said he didn't see her as evil in a traditional sense. He believed she was determined to improve her image for her own sake. He also wrote in Spare about his complex feelings surrounding Camilla marrying his father, referring to her as the other woman and the villain in the narrative of his parents' marriage. Now, as the old saying goes, time is a great healer. But unfortunately, when you've been so public about the time that you spent, you're being raised in the royal family and what happened to you, these things I personally believe are unforgivable. But the people I feel for in all of this are William and Catherine, because this could do some serious damage to the monarchy, if it's true, which I don't believe it is. Because I believe, with all my heart, this is directly out of Camp Sussex on what they want to happen. They want to spin the narrative and also create discourse between William and his father. It's as simple as that. It's the old manipulation game. Wasn't it you, Harry, that said it's a dirty game? Well, you're playing a dirty game now, aren't you? Because this is despicable. It's a Sussex leak and it has Harry and Meghan's fingerprints all over it. Because without the royal family, Harry and Meghan have no real content. So, do you believe that this is straight out of the Sussex playbook PR master plan? Has it come from their leaky camp to very pro-Sussex journalists? Or do you think, actually, it could be a good thing? As always, I would love to know your thoughts.
Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the notification bell and also that like button. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of my followers for all the tips and all the emails, DMs that everybody sends to me. It really is greatly appreciated. So thank you very much for watching once again.